works. So TNT is basically a platform where we come to communicate in English. It's a community. We speak in English, Spanish, Italian. There are other languages. This is not a class. This is just an immersion. We are not here to correct each other. We're here just to talk and to practice. There isn't any material or homework or something like this, just like in a regular class. If you want to have classes like for beginners and intermediate, we also have it here. You can check about it on our website, talkandtalk.com.br. And I think that's it. Now I'm going to split us in some rooms so that everyone can have the chance to speak a little bit and to talk. The questions are already in the chat. So in the breakout room, please choose someone to guide the conversation. This person is going to read the questions and make sure everyone is going to have the chance to talk. Okay? The person who is leading in the breakout room doesn't need to follow the questions in the order they are written. They just need to make sure everything is going to have the chance to talk and to answer. Okay? I just need 1 minute to split us, and then we can start talking. So let's do it. Don't forget, in the breakout room, there is a button called Ask for Help. Be respectful, don't correct each other, and I really hope you enjoy the conversation. At around 9:50, everyone comes back to the main room just to wrap things up. Okay? Yeah, very good. Thank you so much, Monica. So I think we can start. Let's go, guys. I really hope you enjoy it. If you didn't receive any invitation, it means you're going to be here in the main room with me, okay? So Ana, Barbara, Eli, and Leticia are going to be here with me. I didn't introduce myself, so I'm going to start doing it. My name is Bruna. I live in São Paulo. I work as an English teacher. I've been here on TNT since last year, September. I also teach some classes here, and I love this place. I always feel really comfortable being here, talking to other people. So I really hope you girls enjoy it. Just girls here, that's great. Ana Paula, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hello, good morning. My name is Ana Paula. I'm 22. I live in Goiânia. I work in home office and I am a public relations. I love stay here. I love these classes. I have been doing for 2 weeks and it's amazing. I'm loving, and I hope that this conversation will be very good too.
Yes, me too. I'm really excited about this topic. Thank you so much, Ana. Eli, what about you? Your turn.
Okay. Hello, my name is Elisandra. I'm from Porto Alegre. I live with my husband. I work with plants. I love plants. Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much. Lei, your turn. Good to see you another day, another morning.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Leticia. I'm 17. I'm from Santa Catarina. I'm a high school student, and also I do a part-time job in a daycare. I think that's all.
Very good. And last but not least, I'm sorry, Barbara, I know you have already introduced yourself, but YouTube didn't listen to it, just us. So can you please do it again?
Okay, I'm from Rio de Janeiro. In fact, a city near Rio de Janeiro that is called Maricá. And I moved to Portugal has 2 months, 2 months and a half. And I was studying English before while I was there, because I've already known that I would move to here. So I'm trying to improve my English. In fact, I want to become an English teacher in the future. I want to take CELTA, but I'm not in the level to do it yet. So I really need to improve my English. And I don't know how long I will be there. I will be here. I hope I forever. But I have a license at my job that I work at the Maricá Town Hall. Town Hall, yes. So I'm 33 years old.
Very good. Well, I really hope you come to the education team just like me, and I'm sure Team T is going to help you a lot in your speaking skills because it has been helping me so much. It's just amazing. Well, so I think we can start talking about the topic. Let's do it. Let's start with the first question. When you start feeling some symptoms, do you usually see a doctor, take some medicine, or Google the symptoms to check what you have? Eli, can you start, please? What do you usually do?
I usually do a brief search in Google first. Because generally I don't feel a serious symptoms. I don't know. Generally something simple, a ache, for example, and yes, simple symptoms, and I try to understand a little bit before to go to search for a doctor.
Very good. Me too. Actually, when I'm feeling something, if it's like a headache or like something simple, I try to sleep, to see if it gets better. And if it's something stronger, then I go to the doctor. And sometimes only if something really, really different, then I check on Google. Let's see with the other girls. Le, what about you? How do you deal with your symptoms?
I do the same as Alessandra, but I take some medicine and then I search on Google. And search on Google sometimes is really complicated. So when I'm with the simple symptoms, I don't search, because when I'm with a headache, when I'm having a headache, I take some medicine that I know it works. So I think I do it. It depends on how is my symptoms, how bad I am. But it's this. How about you, Barbara? What do you do?
If I have a headache, I take some medicine, and I usually try to make some to notice if my symptoms has some is related with something. For example, or a headache, I check my calendar if it is related with my period time. Or for example, here I'm having a lot of I'm saying little dizzy. I don't know if it's the correct word, but I'm just assuming that is because of the weather, the cold weather, but I don't know if it is or not, and I'm trying to pay attention about it. And of course, I look at the Google.
I
I
feel
think
you.
I think everyone does that.
Yeah, this is interesting. That's why I brought this topic so that like we can start thinking about it. The way we Google our symptoms and the things we feel. Thank you so much. Go ahead, go ahead. I saw you were saying
And
something.
okay, and because of that, I'm just because I saw on Google, I'm assuming that my dizzy is because of the cold weather. So I'm just
Okay.
waiting to see what is come next. I hope anything else, but
I feel you. Yeah. What about you, Anna?
When I have normal symptoms, I take medicines too. But when it's something different, I always talk to my mom and to my friends that are studying medicine. So I always call to them. And after, if I need it, I go to a doctor. And the Google, it's very difficult because always that I search any symptoms in the Google, the answer is that I is pregnant. So it's very complicated. I prefer don't look at Google and talk to my friends that they always say something different of pregnancy. So is this.
Lucky you, Anna. Unfortunately, not everybody has the chance to have some, friends like this. Unfortunately, I don't have this chance, so you're really lucky. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's take a look at the next one. Do you have a first aid kit? Should everyone have one at their houses? And what products are necessary to keep in this first aid kit? Because sometimes, like here in my house, I have some. We have a first aid kit, and we usually keep some medicines like dipirona, Aleve, and just these simple ones for when things are getting worse, but the symptoms are not that serious, So sometimes we self-medicate. This can be complicated too. So that's it. What about you, Anna?
I don't have medicates at home. I live alone, so I don't have nothing here. I always go to a farm. Pharmacy.
Pharmacy, yeah.
Pharmacy to buy when I need something. But I have Vic for when I need, because I hate feel my nerves. How can I say congestionado?
Blocked, I think.
Blocked.
Yeah, blocked.
I
Yeah.
hate this, so I always have.
Very
And
good.
what about you, Elisandra?
Okay, I don't have, but my husband usually have. I don't like to use medicines to when I feel something. I used to drink a tea, for example. And yes, but my husband is more prevent than me, and he always have a lot of things and medicines to all necessities like pains and other symptoms. But I think it's important to have. It's we don't know what will happen, and it's important to be more to stay prepared. Also, I think it's important to have not only medicines, but something for hurt, I don't know, a cut, bandages, for example. Yes.
Yes, Anna, you don't have band-aids. I was thinking about it too. That's
Yes.
interesting. Yeah. Thank you, Eli. What about you, Barbara?
I agree with Elisandra about the medicines to clean a hurt or a cut, and it's necessary to have at home. For example, I don't know any kind of this medicine here, so I don't have yet. But we brought as much as we could from Brazil. Like dipirona doesn't exist here, or they don't allow dipirona here, and I bought a lot, how much I could to bring. And but despite that, like medicine for headache or something like that, I don't like to medication. So, but my husband, he is the king of the allergic. I don't know how we can say that. He loves this kind of medicine, so he takes a lot by himself.
I got you. Yeah, I think everyone knows someone who likes to likes to take medicine like without prescription. It's really, really common.
In here, it's very difficult. They prescribe us antibiotics. My kid was with my little kid was with ache, not ache, but in her throat. I think there is a name for that, but I forgot.
Yeah. Let me see here. It's a sore throat.
Sore throat, and they made a test in her to check if it was something caused by virus or a bacteria, because they only prescribe antibiotic if it is a bacteria. In Brazil, the doctor said, "Oh, so how is the name? I forgot."
Sore throat.
Sore throat. If the doctor say sore throat, okay, antibiotic goes.
Without checking if it really is if it's a
Yes.
virus, if it's a bacteria, right? Yeah.
In fact, I miss antibiotic because it would solve the problem faster than to just to wait it
Uh-huh.
to heal.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you so much for sharing. What about you, Lynn? How is it for you? What do you think about it?
I have some medication, but for hurts, like we don't have a lot of things here in my house. We have some things like band-aids. I don't know how to say it in English if it's the same name because it's the company, I think the name. But we have some things. We have Dipirona, pills for pain, and sometimes when I'm with a headache, when I'm having headache, or when I'm with colic, I need to take medicine, or I take some tea. I prefer to take tea, but sometimes it doesn't work, so I need to go to pills and to take a pill for pain. But usually we have medicine. My father is the kind of person who don't like self medication, so he doesn't like that I take medicine without control. But I don't take medicine without control. I only take when I really need. I usually, when I'm bad, I try to sleep, but sometimes it's not possible. I need to work. I need to do something else, so I take medicine. But I think we have some things. I don't know how to say pomadas for hurts and for some of these things, but we have, and I think that's all. How about you, Bruna? I think you didn't answer this question
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, we have first aid kit here, and but it's interesting what you said, because just like here, my mother doesn't like self medication too, but my father loves it. Every pain he feels, he's like, oh, I need to take something, and maybe that's the reason is that men don't support pain just like we do, right? They are not used to feeling a lot of stuff. So when they have a headache or when they feel something, it's like terrible. They want to sleep and do nothing. They can't do anything, and we are usually stronger. Of course, not everybody, but we tend to be stronger when we feel a pain. So yes, we have one here, and I think it is important to have it too, just like Elise said or you girls said. At least like a thermometer, or band-aids and these stuff like this. Okay, very good. Everyone answered it. So I think we can move on to the next one. There is a link here. It shouldn't be here, but maybe you can take a look at it later. So I will read it. Cyberchondria, the topic today, refers to a person's anxiety about their health that is created or exacerbated by using the internet to search for medical information. So when we feel anxious about searching for the symptoms and everything, so I want to know from you, have you ever heard this name before? Do you know anyone who is a hypochondriac? So the person that every symptoms they have, they are already Googling Googling it and trying to find what they have and gets you worried, and it turns into a huge problem, bigger than it was, like sometimes it is something simple, but the person thinks they are going to die. Do you know anyone like this, Anna?
No, I don't know. I listened about this condition before, but I really don't know. I think that I have a uncle that he can be, but I don't have sure. Because he lives in Rio Grande do Sul, so we don't have a lot of contact. But I think that he can be. But I don't know.
It's okay. Yeah, I was thinking here, maybe I don't know anyone either. Yeah, and I heard about the theme, that's why I brought it here to talk to you about it. Le, what about you?
It's the first time that I'm listening this term, and I don't know if I know someone who does do these things, but I already have been a person who search about my symptoms currently about my eyes, because I have myopia, and sometimes I have I don't know how to say coceira or these things, and I know the things that I can do with my eyes, and sometimes I search on Google my symptoms currently of my eyes, and it's really really hard. So today I try not to do it, because it's crazy the kind of things that show up there. And I think probably everyone already had these things of searching on Google, but in this level of searching everything and going really, I forget how to say fundo, but it's really on it, I've never. And how about you, Elisandra?
I didn't heard this concept before too. And also don't know specifically someone that that is like this. But I think during the COVID, the pandemic, a lot of people maybe have some behaviors, cyberchondriac behaviors. Because all the time you feel something and you search for sure that if it's COVID or not.
Yes, Eli, and that's the last question, but we can talk about it
Yes.
later.
Okay.
I want to know from
Sorry.
you. It's okay, it's okay. What about you, Barbara?
I've heard once about this term, cyberchondria, and I remember I used to work with a girl. She researched if a little stink, I don't know if the correct stink appeared on her skin, she used to search on Google, and the answer is always cancer. And she starts laughing and used to make a little show like kitty. Oh my God, I will die. Oh, okay, I will go to see a doctor and whatever. And but Elisandra said about the COVID. I was like that every time I feel a little or a headache or oh my God, my nose is um, I don't know the correct word, or um, if I felt a little tired, I imagined that I was with COVID. I won't.
Yeah. So maybe we can skip to
I was
question
not.
number 10,
Okay,
because
okay, sorry.
no, it's okay. Let's go to number 10, then let's skip some question, because that's interesting. Me too. I feel like at the time the pandemic started, I was just like you girls, like, gosh, I don't know if that symptom I'm having, like, sometimes it was nothing, but we were really worried. So I would always check the things on Google, and I tried to check, but fortunately, just like you, Barbara, I wasn't infected, or if I was, I don't know. because I haven't taken any tests, so I don't know. But I tried to stay at home, as much as I could, and I think I hadn't gotten infected. What about you, Le? Did you think you had gotten infected?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, like you, I haven't taken a test. I haven't taken a test. And if I had, I don't know, because but I was the person who searched on Google a lot of things about my symptoms, and sometimes was nothing, sometimes was a simple of my period or something like that. But I work with kids, so it's like I was really searching about it and thinking about it a lot. I was wearing my mask when I was really bad, and I was always wearing my mask because here was necessary. And I was searching on Google. I was trying when I took the shots of the vaccine. I was searching on Google too, because I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this isn't from the vaccine. Maybe I'm with COVID. I'm having the infection. But if I had, I don't know. And that's all. I don't remember who haven't answered the question.
No one answered, just like Barbara talked about it, about her. So we have Eli and Anna. You choose.
Anna, can you answer this question?
Okay, if I had COVID before,
Yeah, and actually, when the pandemic started, it's question number 10. When the pandemic started, did you think you had gotten infected with COVID? And if you tried to check if it was really COVID on Google, tried to find the information.
it's very difficult. I had COVID for 1 month ago, but at the start of pandemic, I don't know, because I was with my parents in their house, and my mom was infected, and I don't. And after my dad, but with a time to 2 months. So probably I had that time, but I don't know, because I don't had symptoms, and my test was negative too. So I really don't know.
So you didn't have symptoms? Like you.
Nothing,
Okay.
nothing. But at the last month, I had all the symptoms, and my test was positive.
And when you started feeling the symptoms, like, did you try to check on Google, or you knew it was COVID already?
I know that it was because I went to a party, so I don't have questions about it. I have
Okay.
sure.
You didn't need to check, right? Okay, I got you.
Yes.
And you, Eli?
I think when the pandemic starts, sometimes I didn't know exactly what was and what was the symptoms, but and in this case I searched to confirm, but I didn't have these symptoms. So in this case, I didn't search to confirm my symptoms. Maybe for my mom, because she feels she had cough and fever, and I searched to see and to confirm, because there was another I don't remember, fever, about other kind of fever together with COVID. Sometimes I forgot now, but I searched to see the difference between COVID and this another fever.
Yeah, I think it was the flu, wasn't it? Like H3, H3H3 in English.
Yes,
H3
something
and
like
2,
that. Yes,
something like this, right? Yeah.
yes,
And the same happened to me, I started to check, is it a flu? Is it COVID? I don't know. Oh my
yes.
God. Yeah. Crazy, crazy. Barbara, would you like to add some information about this last question? Your microphone is off. It's okay.
I had COVID at least once because once that I was sure about it, because when the pandemic started, I was with I was in work license like mother, because and after that I couldn't stay at home because my child was so young. But at the same week that I came back to work, they made a test there, and the result was I was with COVID. After that, I I don't have sure, so I probably I had again, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least now we are vaccinated, right? So the risk of having heavy symptoms are lower, right? So we are protected. Well, thank you so much, girls, for answering. So let's go back. I want to ask you here. Question number 6. Is there a better way to look up medical information online? How can we do it? Like, how can we try to find medical information and try to avoid incorrect self-diagnosis? How do you do that? I will start answering this one. I don't know if there is a better way, but I usually try to find on some reliable websites, like the ones that are most viewed. I know that this is not the best way. I know like that trying to find information on Google, it's not the best way, and going to a doctor is the right way to do things and to solve these medical issues. But there are every time I try to check on Google, I think websites already warn us to be careful and not to self-diagnose ourselves. So although it's not good trying to find information online, maybe trying to find those famous websites. There are some that I won't remember the name right now, but yeah, maybe. I don't know if that's the best solution, but it can be one. Eli, what do you think? Can you think of other, or how do you try to check if it's right or wrong?
Maybe search for good material from doctors, blogs from doctors. I think there is a lot. There are many. And also maybe, I don't know, but always we see a bot in some websites, and maybe there are a person, specialist to talk to to her or him, and yes, maybe try to talk online with some specialist.
Very good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Try to talk to someone. Yeah. What do you think, Anna? How do you do it?
I agree with you. I look the most famous site, and I don't know if it's correct too, because a lot of times they pay to be at the first on the page, so it is complicated. But I prefer look the most famous only. If everybody is looking that, I agree. I will trust, but I know that's wrong.
Yeah, that's interesting what you're saying. Yes, they can pay to be on top, right? So complicated. What do you think, Barbara?
I've I've never checked if the website is the most reliable or the most the one who people most access. But I try to read as much and to enter in as much as websites I can and check the informations. But I know I'm not a doctor. I've just tried to check the information that I can find, and that is it.
Yeah, maybe see if the text was written by a doctor, right? Can help. Like was it a doctor who wrote it, or like someone who is not in the health
Yes.
area, right? This can help, but it's complicated. Le, what about you? What do you think?
I try to search on different websites. I try to see different websites and read for checking the information, and also see if it's written for a doctor. But it's really hard actually, because sometimes we put on Google, we search about, I don't know, I have headache, and then on Google they say that you have cancer, or they have something really complicated disease that you will die, and these things. So it's really hard searching on Google and looking for information, because sometimes it's really complicated. The things that show up there are really, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Probably have people who think like this, who search, and maybe people think, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna die because I'm having this thing, and people don't go to a doctor, don't go see it. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something that you have eaten, that you have ate. So it's really complicated. But I try to read more than I can, like Barbara.
Perfect. Yeah. Maybe reading can be the best solution, and trying to identify if it makes sense, right? Very good, girls. Well, the next one is I will skip again. I am changing the order, so I'm going to number 8 now. In your point of view, is it better to seek a doctor with some previous information of your symptoms and a possible diagnosis, or let the doctor tell you what you have? Because I will share with you my experience. I have, I think in English is CPOS, but in Portuguese is SOP, like Síndrome dos Ovários Policísticos. And every time I go to the doctor, they always recommend me to take the pills, and I don't agree with that. I have already had, this is not the best solution, but working out and trying to have a healthy diet. So in this case, like every time I gotta go to a gynecologist, I think that's the name in English. I try to be really careful, because I know this is what I have. I know I have SOPI, and I always try to be careful when I go to the doctor and they recommend me to take the pills. I know it's not going to be the solution in my case. And I also think we can't trust 100% at doctors, because depending on the case, they are not like God. They don't have the right answer, right? So maybe checking if it's a disease, or like something serious like cancer. It's I think it is important to check and to go to more than one professional to check if everybody has the same opinion. So I usually try to get to the doctor and to seek a doctor with some previous information, even if it's not like a diagnosis. Just try to find something, and to just to have more options. How is it for you, Eli? What do you think?
The same of you. In my case, I don't think it's good to believe 100% in doctors. Even if you pay a lot for that, sometimes they can be wrong also. And it's important to know a little bit about the symptoms and the possibilities. And it's important to do a lot of maybe tests to confirm, and not only based on your feelings and your historic. Yes.
Yes, I feel you. What about you, Le?
I think it's how you said, both of you, it's complicated to believe 100% on a doctor because they also can make mistakes. So I think it's important to have some previous information to know how you feel, to have clear like your symptoms, and then you say, because sometimes you also, unfortunately, you don't know what you are feeling. So it's complicated, but like a possible diagnostics, I don't think so, because if you don't know how you feel, you can put your symptoms on Google, and then you see a lot of different diseases, and then you go to a list to go with a list and take believe to the doctor. I don't think so, but I think it's some previous information. It's important, and also maybe go to more than one doctor if you can. I think that's all. How about you, Barbara?
It's complicated to answer that because sorry, doctors. Some doctors they have God complex, so they believe they know everything. But as your situation with SOP, you know your previous conditions, so you know how it works to yourself. So it's important that the doctor to hear the patient, and sometimes they don't they just give a prescription, or they imagine the first solution, and they want to you to follow it. And it's a field, the medicine is a field that is, it's a science field that's always improving. So the doctor, they are, if they are not doing research, they are not scientists, they are just doctors, so they need to study all the time. And in fact, I remember, it's not a friend of mine, she has not a disease, but it's a condition that she discovered it, like, I don't know in English is the name, but in Portuguese, TOC. And she discovered doing research on internet by herself. And after that, she looked for therapists to do therapy and to work in her condition.
Yes, I feel you. It is complicated. Yes, and as you said, doctors are not scientists, and this is really important what you said. Thank you so much. Now, what about you? Last but not least.
I agree with all of you. I think that we need search before and try understand what we are feeling before we go see a doctor, and we need go to more than one doctor to have sure about what we are doing. And I think that it's important to look a doctor with recommendations of familiars, of friends, because when I have this, I can trust a little more because I know that someone have a good experience with him, and it's very important for me. So I always try to do this when I have something difficult to understand and more serious.
Very good. I loved it. Well, I'm bringing the guys back, so we still have some minutes. I'm gonna start asking Jefferson. Welcome back, guys. Jefferson, how was the conversation in the breakout room? Did you like the topic?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Don't talk about me.
Yeah, we have a lot of doctors here. I never imagined.
Let me ask you something, Jefferson.
You made to take this, take that, take this, avoid this. I give some advices.
You are recommending medicine. Gosh, that wasn't the idea here, guys. It was just to reflect and to think about it. But Jefferson, let me ask you something. Do you usually self-medicate or self-diagnose what you have? How do you do when you have some symptoms? What do you do?
As I said, with my age, I know what my pain. Sometimes I have pain about headache, about muscles, and something like this. and I really know what I must to use or not to use in my age. But most of the time when I have something, it's very hard, it's very difficult for me. I need to go to the doctor.
I got you. Yeah. Well, we have a health professional here that is Nonda. So Nonda, I want to ask you this question here. It's number 6. Sorry, 8. I'm sorry. In your point of view, is it better to seek a doctor with some previous information of your symptoms, or let the doctor tell you what you have? We were talking about this question here, so I want to know how you do it.
Maybe I think that when you have something that is usual for you, it's okay. Maybe it's very often you can go to the doctor and to say for them. But when you don't have more information, my advice, don't search for it on the Google and go to the doctor and talk with them, and it's the best way to solve your problem. And then maybe after you can search for after the diagnostic, you can search for more information and to talk with another people that also have this problem. But yeah, this is my advice.
We were talking about it, maybe trying to seek other doctors, right? So if it is something serious and huge, maybe trying to go to other doctors to check if the information is right. This can help.
Very, very important to have more of one point of view. It's very important, but it's hard too in Brazil sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I sent some links here in the chat. The first one is the link to your feedback, so you can click there, write what you thought of this topic, evaluate if you liked it or not. So this is really important for us to know if you're enjoying the meetings. The second one is to TNT's website. So if you want to have more information about the plans, you can go there. And the last one is the link to this YouTube video. You can go there, like, subscribe to our channel. And I just want to ask Barbara, how was her first experience here? If she liked it or not? How was it, Barbara, for you?
I love it. Just love it.
Oh, that's great. So please come back more often. I am here every Wednesday in the mornings. Yes, thank you so much for coming. And last but not least, I just want to check with Monica. What is the secret that you didn't want to share with us? Can you share with us?
The secret's not it's not a search for anything by Google. Google is not the best friend for this kind of subject. Disease is not Google is not it's not a right place to search for some diseases or for diseases. I think that you have to avoid to take some medicines by yourself, and we are not we don't have expertise in medicine to identify what we are thinking. Neither talking about phytotherapies and supplements and go on. I never take some medicine.
I loved it.
Yes, I try to identify the cause of your headache. Mm-hmm. Don't take dipirona, Novalgina by yourself.
We were talking about it.
Yes. You
Let's be careful, guys.
Careful, because you can get dependence from this medicine. It's dangerous. Bru, I love everything you bring for us.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys.
You are beautiful today. I'm looking for you.
So
make up yourself.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.